What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Nasdaq100 weekly highs, weekly lows. I hope you guys have had a phenomenal week with your trades, and apologies for not releasing a video last week. I believe last week was a bank holiday in the UK, so there were a lot of events going on, and obviously I just weren't in the mood to create content, so hence why you didn't get anything. But however, we're going to be doing some content today to prepare us for next week commencing the 2nd of September. So make sure you watch this video all the way through to the end, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some gems in there for you. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. So with all of that covered, we're going to get straight into the business of the day, right? So in the last video that I did, the last video that I did, so obviously we've missed a whole week, right? Last video that I did, right, I talked about price, the possibility of price returning from this level back down to this support level down here, and obviously as you can clearly see, that was not the case. Price went above it, and actually, as a matter of fact, where I had put that level was an incorrect one, so I was wrong in all levels, right? I was wrong, and where that should have been here. That should have been here. Okay, but however, even if I move that if I move the level from where it was and place it up here, okay, it doesn't really justify what's going on in this area right now. And what do I mean by that? We have a descending channel, and with descending channels, it doesn't always do this, but there is a higher probability that it is going to push to the upside, right? So for example, this itself has a strong likelihood that it's going to go in this direction, supposing to that direction, right? But it can still go in this direction and then make its way down here, right? That possibility is still there. But as we analyze the market, is we want to keep all options on the table, just to help us navigate and to make sure that we reduce unnecessary risk on our part when we are placing our trades, right? So hence why you got to be kind of dynamic. And I'm pretty sure when I said what I said last week, I also mentioned the fact that there was a possibility that it could actually just blow all the way through it, take out that weekly high, which it did, right? So I tried to keep it as dynamic as possible and not to keep it, say, all linear, so therefore it's like it has to be this one way. No, because the market does whatever the market wants to do, and that's how I approach the market anyway. So I go in there with my initial bias as to where I think market is going to go, but then at the same time I always make sure that I'm in a position to respond if market decides it's going to do something other than what I thought it was going to do, right? So with that all said and done, I'm going to get rid of these levels right here, because they're still relevant. They are still relevant, but we just don't need them right now. And I want to try my utmost to try to keep this chart as clean as possible, because we do have quite a fair bit of things going on there, and we just want to try and keep it a little bit clean, right? So we're just going to keep this little vertical line in place, and then I'm going to separate out the additional weeks as well. So the first level that I want to do is I want to so here there should have been a video and we didn't make a video, right? So that's that. And then we have this week right here. So I'm just going to cover these two zones right here, lock these in place. Okay, and then we're going to remove these little levels because we don't need those anymore. Right, let's just make this a little bit bolder. Let's get rid of this as well. Let's push this back. And then for that week where I didn't make a video, the low of the week was set over here. And the high of the week was set up here. Let's put that in place. And then for week just gone, we had the low right here. And the high was given to us on the Monday. Okay. So moving forward, for week commencing the 2nd of September, okay, which is going to be tomorrow, Monday, right? There are a couple levels that we want to keep an eye on. And the first one being this one over here, okay? And the second being the weekly low, which is down here. So weekly low, I don't think this weekly low is going to be taken out. I think it's more going to be the weekly high than the weekly low that's taken out. But remember, like I always say, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not giving you financial advice. This is purely my opinion, and obviously it's upon you to do your own research to make sure everything that you are watching today makes a lot of sense, right? Before you go and commit your hard-earned capital, because Lord knows it's difficult out here, especially in regards to earnings. So if you have a job, you don't have a job, whatever, it ain't easy, right? So you really want to be sensible how you place your trades and make sure that you reduce as much mistakes as possible whilst maximizing the profits that you get, right? So on the low side, we're looking at 19084.1. This level right here. If this level is taken out, we are looking for positions in the downward direction. We're looking for sales, and we're going to try and take the best possible sales we can get. So there's two ways you can execute that. You can wait for market to close below the weekly low and then you jump in, but the risk with that system is that you're going to need to hold a very wide stop. A lot of traders are not comfortable with this. I am not comfortable with this, right? Because you stand to lose a lot more if you get it wrong, right? So that's what you can do, or you can acknowledge the fact that that the weekly low has been taken out, acknowledge that information, okay? And then once you have acknowledged that, you can wait for the best possible position to jump in with a sell. And then that hopefully is going to work out well for you. It takes a lot of practice before you get it right, and it takes even more practice before you intuitively can spot these opportunities as they appear. None of these things that I've said are easy, right? It is not easy, right? Regardless of what they put out in a social media that this thing is super easy, it ain't, right? It gets easier if you have been in a game for a certain period of time. You're able to identify certain things that newbies, especially fresh newbies, find it extremely difficult to spot, right? But this ain't easy. So this is what we're looking for if price obviously breaks downwards. This number gets taken out, we're looking for sales, and obviously you want to do it in a smart way. If this level gets taken out, which I think is the most likeliest approach, in my opinion, like I say, it's just an opinion. I'm not telling you it's fact, just an opinion, right? I believe price is going to keep pushing upwards, and the number that we're looking at is 19784.5. If this level over here is taken out, we are looking for buys, and we're looking for the best possible buy we can get. So we have to be really sensible in regards to how we execute that, okay? So what can we learn from this situation right here, right now, to support what I've just said, that I believe there is a high probability that this level is going to be getting taken out, supposing to this level getting taken out, right? And bearing in mind, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what the market is going to do. This is just an assumption, especially if you're first time new to this channel for the very first time. It is super important that you understand that I'm not giving you a silver bullet. I don't even think a thing like that exists unless if you work in the institutions. If you're just a regular person taking trades, and the people that you're listening to are regular people taking trades also, nobody knows what the market's going to do, right? Unless you're in an institution, okay? And if you are, then you might have some idea as to what direction everything's going to go in, you know what I mean? And that's how that goes. So why do I say what it is? I say that there's a higher probability that this level could get taken out. Okay, so this is why I say what I'm saying. So first, to the untrained eye, right, what we have here, right, is a potential head and shoulder. That's what we have here, right? This is on the macro on the 1 hour, right? So this is what we have here, right? So this whole thing gives a probability that price is going to push up to at least try to reach this level up here, right? According to what I'm seeing right now. And the level that I'm talking about would be 20788.9, right? So at least make it up to this weekly high over here, right? So that's just one assumption. The second one, right, is that we also have another head and shoulders over here. Right? So we've got on the macro a head and shoulder, right? Which usually pushes price to the upside. And then on a lower time scale, right? Obviously, we're looking at this whole thing in an hour, but because of how I've blown up my chart, okay, we can also assume this is a higher time frame. If we went to the 4 hour or the day, this is going to be very clearly pointed out to us. So that's why it's done in this way, right? And then over here, we also have it on a smaller time scale, right? A head and shoulder also pointing to the upside. So in my opinion, this is how I would do it. This is how I would do it if I was going to hop in. And bearing in mind is that a lot of the times I don't actually wait for the weekly highs or the weekly lows to be taken out, just because I've just been doing this for such a while that I just know that, okay, there's a high probability that it's going to go my way, and I'll just lock it in. So what do I mean by that? So essentially, this is how I would do it. This is how I would do it, right? We have a resistance level right here, okay, that's being hammered at the moment, right? This is the resistance level right here, okay, right? So my entries, in anticipation that price is going to take out this level over here, is I would look for entries above this level, right? So if I get a clear close above this level and the new candle opens up in this zone, right, up here, right, I could be right, I may be wrong, but I'll be comfortable in taking that trade in anticipation that it's going to knock out this level and go even higher, so I get it at a discounted price. That's just how I would do it, okay? And the reason why I would do it in this way is I can see from what I can tell, and if I'm wrong, someone please let me know, okay, right? If I'm wrong, just let me know that I'm wrong and explain why I'm wrong, because obviously I welcome everybody's thoughts on this, right? I really do. And I will take that on board. But however, how it looks to me right now is if this level right here is taken out, okay, I will be taking my buys from up here, right? And like I said, if I'm looking for sales down here, then because of this particular structure that we have right now, the head and shoulders that we have right now, okay, what I would do is I will wait for the weekly low to be taken out. And what that could mean for me essentially is I could be sitting down on my hands doing absolutely nothing for a good couple of days. I might not even be able to do anything for a whole week until this level is closed out. Because first things first, when market opens later on this evening in a couple of hours time, right, I believe that because of where market is going to open from, it's either going to take off from this level all the way to the upside, okay, and then it will pull back down again to give us a low, right? And then once we have that low in place, if this level has been taken out, that's good, right? It's not the signature move that we're looking for, but if it blasts all the way up on a Monday, takes out this level and does a retracement back down again, on this push back up, that's when I'll be joining the market. That is when I'll be joining the market. So the best way of illustrating that is market opens on a Monday, right? It flies all the way up. It goes past this level. I could take trades here, but say for whatever reason, I wait, right? And then price comes all the way back down again, right? Then I'll be like, okay, cool. I'm going to take my entry down here. And if I'm right and it pushes up, this could be the part where it blasts past the weekly high and then continues its journey up, or maybe comes back down to do another retest of the resistance level before it continues pushing up some more. right? On the alternative side, on the Monday, what we could get is price blasts all the way past the previous week's high, then does a retracement, okay? And if we look here, we can see, so let me just move this out the way a bit. Let me just move this out the way, see if I can get what it's actually doing. Okay, cool, perfect. Perfect, let me just lock that back in place, right? So with this here, there's a fair value right here. There's a fair value right here, okay? A bullish fair value right here, right? So we can say price could come and test this zone again. This is where we could load up, right? This is where we could load up right here. And then it blasts all the way up, and then obviously it continues to give us all of the gems that we so need so much, right? However, if price starts flying all the way down, then we must prepare ourselves for this weekly low to be taken out. And at the same time, once the weekly low has been taken out, we then have to see if it creates a fair value on its way down, going past this level, and then we can use that area, if it does create it, as a possible entry to ride price to the downside. This is the style in how I would basically do that, right? And obviously, if you want to understand how it is that I do what it is that I do, okay, you should be seeing a back testing video as well as the previous week's video or the previous other week's video right about now. So make sure you check those out, okay? And like I say, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and give us a like.